This is Nigel Tressel. He is the leader of a prominent trade union. He has come to this large city to investigate what life is really like for its public services. However, in order to truly find out the state of affairs in a way that does not elicit an artificial response, Nigel has come disguised as a potential business investor with a view to invest in certain ailing services.
Well, got the address of a nice B&B we're going to be stopping at, so let's go check it out.
This is where Nigel will be spending the next few days, as he seeks to make a positive influence in this community whilst keeping up the pretense of being a major financial investor.
So Nigel, I imagine these are the kind of surroundings you're normally used to being billeted in your line of work?
No, I normally stop in the dodgiest parts of town, the dodgiest bed sits. Now the expenses, they're always under scrutiny. Just check you're not fiddling the book.
Nigel has come to the local hospital as he has received reports that it is underperforming as a trust and severe staff shortages has affected patient care. He meets the head of the hospital, Gordon Hunter. He believes that Nigel is a prominent representative of a private healthcare company. He outlines the issues currently facing the hospital.
And so in order to accommodate the changes necessary, we've managed to free up some of the budget by not replacing vacant nurses' positions and by freezing the pay of existing nurses and support staff.
Isn't that essentially a pay cut?
It is. And of course under current legislation, the Trust can ensure that those remaining members of staff have to undergo a review every 12 months.
What's that mean?
That means that every 12 months it's possible to review the individual terms and conditions of a nurse's contract, and in some cases even ensure that they reapply for their own position.
Reapply, so that seems a little bit harsh.
Nigel meets Nurse Emerson, a staff nurse on one of the busy wards.
Hello. Hi, I'm Nigel.
Nurse Emerson outlines to Nigel what the job is like on the front line of nursing at this PFI hospital.
Mr. Hunter's told me that quite often you have to reapply for your own job.
Yeah, that's correct.
Well, how's that make you feel?
Well, a bit downgraded, to be honest, especially considering we're always put on a lower pay scale.
Really?
Well, it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the fact that it always distracts us from doing our job, which is, looking after people that really need our help.
Right.
It's not fair.
Nigel has come to the city's secondary train station. The company that operates here is one of the several major companies nationwide who have signed up to a flagship government scheme that has taken on benefit claimants in a welfare to work programme, in which able-bodied people currently claiming income support must undertake unpaid work in order to continue claiming these benefits. This is Graham Ford. He is here today as one of the growing number of benefit claimants deemed fit for duty at the number of companies like this.
So, Graham, how'd you end up, doing this?
Well, I was made redundant from a firm around 2 years after I started. So after that happened, I had to sign on whilst I looked for another job as an accountant.
Take it, you didn't find anything then?
No, well, I was able to go on a couple of training seminars. That meant it counted as a continued professional development, I think it was called. I also managed to find some interviews with other firms.
So I take it none of that panned out then?
Well, I don't think so. I got a letter saying I was required to attend a back to work initiative.
Right, so instead of applying for another job that you qualified for, that you've trained for as an accountant, they gave you this instead?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. find it incredible in today's modern age that people who are out of work for whatever reasons, receiving benefits, are being forced to work for those benefits. I've always been quite passionate in people who are out of work, doing some kind of volunteering, if that volunteering is beneficial to that person going back to work, going to benefit them. Some unions, they do try to encourage people to take up the scheme, but I can't see how that's beneficial. Now Graham, he's one of the lucky ones. I've heard of people that are being forced to work on this welfare to work scheme, to work for massive multimillionaire 50p, £1, whatever they're called, sort of shops. That must be detrimental to the people that are paid to work, but these guys, they're doing it for free. I can't see how volunteering for a massive multimillionaire shop is beneficial to anyone other than that corporation. Now, if that volunteering was working for some kind of charity shop or benevolent fund or putting something back into the community, then yeah, I'd agree with that. You have to forgive me, I've got so much paperwork to carry around with me. So, as we discussed, the facts that people have to apply for their own jobs on a low band scale is going to definitely save the trust money. And as such, our company are looking to invest into the trust. In fact, we've agreed on 50% taking over domestic care, transport, everything like that. We see it as a real investment.
And of course those staff are going to be mainly employed on 0-hour contracts, so you're going to have almost total control over your budget regards staff availability.
Yeah.
It's time for Nigel to decide who receives his help.
Guess it's time to go deliver the news. It's time to. I've had a look through all the figures and the deal. I've got to say, I'm not who I said I was. I'm not a millionaire looking to invest into this trust. I'm a democratically elected official that's members of this big organisation want their health, their welfare, their pay, their job security all looked after. A PFI hospital that is run primarily for profit is never right. In fact, patient care should be at the top. So we're looking to kick out PFI from this hospital.
You can't do that.
I think you'll find I've spoken to 2 members of local councillors who are going to go to Cabinet, raise their concerns around the validity of the agreement of the PFI to primarily look after patient care and the staff that look after them.
Mr. Trestle?
Miss Anderson. Seems like I'm not going to be your boss after all.
Why? What happened?
Well, I haven't been entirely honest with you. I'm not really a wealthy businessman. In fact, I'm the head of one of the main trade unions that has now decided to take a vested interest into this hospital. You're not going to have any more pay cuts. In fact, we've managed to agree we're going to guarantee a pay rise that's above the rate of inflation for at least the next year. So you're pretty much sorted now.
Oh, I don't know what to say.
That's good news, isn't it? It's all good.
It's been a real sobering experience. Makes you realise how damaging it is on people's lives when a public organisation is ran just for profit. It's, you know, pardon the pun, it's like the old moral, give a man a fish, he'll eat for the day. And it's not about winning every single one. There'll be some concessions along the way, but hopefully we've gone a real way of changing the system.
Hi Graham.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Not too
Right.
bad, Tom, mate. Not too bad.
Good, excellent.
I'm heading back to the office soon.
Yeah?
But before I go, I want to give you a full-time job acting as the union accountant.
Really?
Yeah, you'll be working for us.
Seriously?
Full-time. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
I don't know
yeah.
what to say.
well, first order of business is to get rid of these parasites that charging us for the return to work scheme, whatever you call it. Get rid of them. And that's what I need you to focus on.
Thank you so much. It's so demoralising not being able to work. You know, well, doing this just purely for benefits. It's ridiculous. Just makes it more humiliating. Well, thank you so much, mate. You've saved me there. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Really.
Thank you. You're welcome.
These actions haven't been done for my benefit. It's not some philanthropic gesture by someone with a load of money, with a fortune they want to give away. It's been about real lives, trying to make a real difference to real people. You know, if we don't try to make a change, then what's left?